If you've been injured, the insurance company that you hear from is not there to help you.
Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
The Board of County Commissioners looked into the federal funding during a special meeting held recently in their chambers to discuss community needs and to set goals and requirements for the programs.
According to the U.S. Department of Treasury, the program was implemented to support local governments in the response and the recovery from the COVID-19 public health emergency. So the funding resources are really intended to support families, small businesses, maintain public services, and provide for a strong recovery by investing in long-term growth and opportunity within our communities.
So in the last two sets of grant programs, we were pre-funding businesses, and that's where that reporting requirement became very cumbersome, not only for the applicant, but for my office as well. Unfortunately, that's what comes along when you cut checks without anything other than a grant agreement, is you have to figure out how to work with the grantees. So if we do, with regards to small businesses, it would be a recommendation to not pre-fund, but to reimburse, and that would make things I think it would make things a lot more simplistic for these businesses.
The programs include public health relief, negative economic impact, local government revenue loss and policy, premium pay for essential workers, water, sewer, and broadband infrastructure programs. They earmarked hundreds of thousands of dollars for public health initiatives, child care assistance, rent relief, and support for the local homeless population. Only a mere $53,000 was earmarked for premium pay for essential workers who worked during the pandemic. This includes first responders, healthcare workers, trash disposal workers, grocery store clerks, truck drivers, news reporters, gas station attendants, and more. The BOCC removed the $700,000 that was set aside for those workers, deciding there were not that many that needed that pay.
One thing that I'm really concerned about is the homeless and the way we have them living. So I think we need to make as much money available to them as we possibly can, because we need to start a program in this town. We need to have money to work on some kind of a project like that, and one that we could put on county land that nobody's using right now, and one that we could expand a little bit at a time as we needed it.
Of course, tourism vouchers and giveaways, tournaments, or even covering event licensing could help with the impacted tourism industry. And for small businesses, we're looking at rent, utilities, payroll expenses, or even sub-grants to local organizations that support small businesses like the Chamber of Commerce.
We are the perfect community for the lowest point in North America, which is Death Valley. So we've seen a decline in that business, and we've also seen a huge decline in Las Vegas.
In the household care category, probably the biggest need in that area is looking at a organized food pantry. Across our county, all food pantries are volunteer-based, with the exception of some food pantries that are client-specific. So we have no open food pantry where anyone can come to that is not done through a informal volunteer system.
We do need a homeless shelter. I think it's something I'm not asking anybody to rush in and go get a homeless shelter, but there takes time to transition into housing security. Having a shelter for temporary sheltering of homeless allows you to work with those individuals to get them reintroduced back into society, to be able to get them jobs, which we work with NYCC very closely. Housing is a huge problem here. I've got people with vouchers that can't even get a home. Just throwing money to say, let's fix the housing by helping them get in, if there's no monies there, it's truly not going to fix it.
Commissioners hope to outline this policy by the end of this month, setting guidelines for the distribution of funds.